Hey, what's up everyone? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me. And as the time of filming this video, it is December 7th, meaning we are just mere weeks away from Christmas. And if you're anything like me, you're extremely disorganized and you're scrambling last minute to find those gifts for your loved ones. And I thought it'd be a cool idea to make 10 gift ideas for that outdoorsman in your life. And it could be anyone. It could be your husband, it could be your son, it could be your wife, your girlfriend, your kids. It could be yourself. There's nothing wrong with treating yourself with a gift for the holidays. And so we try to do these every year. I think we skipped last year. I think we were really busy last year and we just didn't do it. But this year I do have 10 great gift ideas for that hiker, camper, bushcrafter, hunter, prepper in your life. So I'm going to talk about these 10 items, and as always, I like to keep it real and put my money where my mouth is. So out of these 10 items, you've seen every single one, sometimes years into Junkyard Fox. So they've been featured hundreds of times on the channel. So 8 out of 10 of these videos already have a review already in the channel, and the other 2 may not have reviews, but you've seen them many times. So with that being said, thank you for joining me. Let's get started. So starting off with item number 1, that's going to be my Tough Possum Gear Shackleton EDC Satchel. I love this pack. I have been using this pack every single day for the last 2 years, and you've seen it in countless videos when I'm camping out in the woods, camping out in the desert, even stealth camping in the city, the everyday boring mundane things like going to work. I take it with me, running errands. So you've seen it on the channel many times. Now, in case you're wanting to get full information, more detailed information on this bag, I'll have my link in the corner for my official review that I made about a year ago. And after the review, I'm still rocking it every day for a year. That says a lot right there. So great bag. Now, for those of you who don't know, Tough Possum Gear is an American company, a small business based in Missouri, I want to say. So really high quality materials, high quality stitching, designs, very innovative, and I really love this pack. Now, what I really love about this haversack, I love the quick access side pockets. So in this side, I have my flashlight. Here I have my saw. Now, I can easily grab and reach and use it when I'm on the go. I just like to play it safe when they're not in use, and I just have this little hack that I made that where my lanyards are attached to the inner flap. So in case I'm running through the bushes, I'm hunting or something, or I'm being chased for whatever reason, I don't want a branch to snag this and, it falls off my haversack and now I'm out of an $80 folding saw. And there's plenty of space in here for your everyday stuff. There's 2 side pockets right here, the large middle compartment, and then the back wall is all a wall of mollies. Tough Possum even sells some aftermarket pouches that you can attach to there via Velcro. So I'll have the link down below to Tough Possum Gear so you can check this out if you're so inclined. Now, it's not cheap. You're dropping about probably like $180, but once again, you are supporting a small American company with high quality materials. Once again, I've been using this every day for 2 years. So link down below for the Tough Possum Gear Shackleton Satchel. Gift idea number 2, and I know that longtime Junkyard Fox subscribers are not going to be surprised, but keep in mind we have gained a ton of new subscribers recently, and they may not be aware of it. But the most common question that I get, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, I'm sure this is common to all outdoor YouTube channels, is what is a knife that you recommend? And that question can deviate a little bit. It could be, what's a budget-friendly knife you recommend, or what's a great beginner's knife you would recommend for someone first getting into EDC or bushcraft or camping, so on and so forth. And my answer is always going to be the Mora Consbil. I adore this knife. I love this knife so much. For 45 bucks, you are getting just a damn near perfect knife. I think this thing is damn near universal. So I'm not going to go too much into detail because I've talked about this knife ad nauseum. I do have a video up here in the corner. Check it out. My top 5 reasons why this is the best budget knife. But just a quick little rundown here, since you're already here, is first of all, budget friendly. 45 bucks is not even a full tank of gas, at least not for my truck. So, you're not spending a ton, but you're getting a lot back. This knife is very easy to maintain with the rubber and the plastic. It may not be as pretty as wood, and the stainless steel blade, it may not be as pretty as high carbon steel, but they're far easier to maintain, especially when you're a newbie and you forget to wipe your blade or stuff like that. You forget about maintenance, and before you know it, you check your carbon steel knife and it's starting to rust or tarnish. You're not going to have an issue with this. Second, that multi-grind right here. I know at first it doesn't look as pretty or, as classic as you're used to, but this changed my entire way of thinking. I love the innovation here. This Scandi portion is great for whittling, carving, notching, all that good stuff. Then right here, it just thins out for a flat grind, so it's going to be great for butchering game, great for gutting fish, or even just kitchen work. You're making a stew, whatever the case may be. So it's just very versatile right there. Very lightweight, killer 90-degree spine, exceptional sheath. I mean, this is the best sheath Mora has ever made. And I know technically this is the exact same sheath that they make on the Mora Garberg, the big brother to this. However, because of the difference in weight with the Garberg, which is heavier than this one, I've actually had it fall off from my hip one time when I was running. So this, because it's lighter, it just holds on beautifully. So exceptional blade right here. I'll have the link down below if you're so inclined to purchase one. $45 once again. Outstanding. The sheath is ambidextrous, so you can place it either way. Just what's not to love about this thing? Item number 3 is going to be the Trustfire MC1 flashlight. And this thing really caught me by surprise. Now, if you've been a long-time viewer, you know that my favorite flashlight of all time is the ThruNite T1. And sadly, my ThruNite T1 flashlight is already about 5 years old. So in flashlight years, that is a dinosaur. And sadly, it's just not holding on anymore. It takes forever to charge. Even when it's fully charged, if I click turbo, it automatically steps down. So it's just getting up there where I basically retired it. I kind of just use it around my living room or when I go look for my cats in the middle of the night. This one, on the other hand, it's the first time I work with the company Trustfire. First time I even heard of them. I haven't seen much coverage from them with the more popular gear review channels. So I took a chance, mainly because I just liked how small it was. The fact that it can hit up to 1,000 lumens. It has a magnetic back tail cap, which is a must-have for me. A really nice pocket clip. And it is rechargeable. All these things sounded good. It could still be crap when you get it, but I was pleasantly surprised. It's a great light. So if you want more details, I'll have the link over here in the corner of my full review if you want to check it out, all the changes, all the settings and such. And obviously it's broad daylight right now, so you can't see, but yeah, great light. Once again, it can go up to 1,000 lumens. It charges fairly quickly. And yeah, I really like this light. And I'll have the link down below where you can purchase this. And if you put my link of Junkyard Fox, you could get 10% off. So this runs you about $45. Get some 10% off right there, and you get a great little EDC style flashlight. Gift idea number 4 is going to be another old school classic of the channel. The Victorinox one-handed Trekker Swiss Army knife. And I've had this guy going on about 10 years. In those 10 years, I've gotten several Leatherman. I have tested a Gerber. I've tested some other Swiss Army style knives from Reiki. And they're all good, but none beat this one. Now that's just my opinion. I know that's subjective, depending on your likes and what you do for a living. But once again, in my opinion, this is my favorite multi-tool, and I think it's a fantastic blade for everyday carry, as well as for hiking, backpacking, that kind of stuff. So first things first, it's made in Switzerland. It's classic. Swiss Army knives go back to World War I. This is one of their more popular later models, and for good reason. So first things first, as the name implies, it's one-handed opening. Now, I was a handyman for about 4 years, and this knife was invaluable because I'd be climbing ladders like 30 feet up in the air, and I would need to cut like clamshell packaging or zip ties, and this was very useful. I love that one-hand opening feature. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack about the fact that this does have serrations, and people hate serrations, but I just think that's silly. Let's be honest here. As outdoorsmen, we have several blades with us. No one really goes out with one blade. So I have a belt knife on me. I have a boot knife as well. So those are straight blades that in case I need to skin a squirrel for whatever reason, I'm set there. But this is just going to be for that everyday carry of, cutting through boxes, cutting through cardboard and clamshell packaging, and you don't feel bad about it. So this works great for me. But at the same time, as I mentioned earlier, this is great for camping or hiking as well, because you have this little saw right here. And this is a good little saw for practicing your notches, or, you know, if you're gathering wood for your twig stove, stuff like that. Bottle opener for when it's party time, as well as a flathead screwdriver. This is locking by a liner lock. Same thing with the blade. I forgot to mention that. It is a locking blade. And then you have can opener here with a smaller screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. And then a necessity out here in the desert is a good pair of tweezers, because everything is out here to stab us. Even the fruit that grows out here has little glow kids that you do not want them to get on your hands or your mouth. And then lastly, a toothpick. Oh no, not lastly, because I'm forgetting the Phillips screwdriver right here, as well as a good old-fashioned awl. So I like the gear loadout on this. There's nothing here that I do not use. I don't really use pliers on an everyday basis. So maybe that's the reason why. If you work in construction or something, I know you're gonna lean the other way. But for me, I think this is great. I'm not sure how much it runs you now. If I had to take a guess, probably like $60. But I think it's well worth it. As for gift idea number 5, we're gonna go a little bit more recent. Now this beauty right here is the Silky Gomboy Outback Edition. Now, I got this back in May, so about 8 months ago. Sounds awesome. And I gotta admit, I was hesitant at first because they're not cheap. This ran me about $80 on Amazon, and I had my Bahco Laplander for 8 years, and I thought it was time to upgrade, and I'm glad I did. I do consider this one the superior saw. I feel like the saw is far more, it's tougher, it's more sturdy, it's also longer. Not only that, but the handle I feel is more comfortable, and I just love this material, this compressed recycled material that they use. I feel looks much better aesthetically, and just a great saw. And you've seen me using this for the last couple of months when I'm out camping, gathering firewood for the campfire, or, you know, making a shelter like I did recently in this area with the agave shelter. Of course, this came in handy. And once again, it's not cheap. It's made in Japan, runs you about $80, but I definitely think it's worth it. Once you make the jump, you're not going to look back. So link will be down below to our Amazon store if you're so inclined to buy one. Throws a couple cents our way so we can keep putting gas in the tank and getting out here and filming some cool videos for y'all. And gift idea number 6 is, of course, going to be a shameless plug for the Cuervo Negro and Junkyard Fox merch store. So down below will be the link to our store where you can purchase awesome stuff such as this Fox beanie with the new Fox logo. You saw me using this in the last overnighter, and I am loving it. I mean, this thing is selling like hotcakes. So that's incredible. Thank you all so much. Just in time for winter. If you don't want the Fox skull, there's other slogans like the go outside and get your boots dirty. We also have the Cuervo Negro Twin Crows as well for this patch beanie. We also, of course, have mugs. So you're out enjoying some coffee in the morning around the campfire, or you're going to be sipping on some whiskey later on that evening. We got some enamel mugs. And then I did bring me my little food bag. I don't know why I like to keep my food all in one compartment, so I usually bring this with me in my pack. But it's a reusable bag, so you could use it for all kinds of stuff if you like. And we do have different designs on it as well. And of course, we have shirts and stickers and so on, different stuff like that. And as of right now, we're offering 15% off for the next 3 days. So just, right on time for the holidays. So if you happen to be a Junkyard Fox or Cuervo Negro fan, or somebody you know is, you can get them some sweet merch that they could use out in the field. And you're also supporting us because we are trying to get a new mic and a new camera for the 2024. So thank you so much. Once again, link will be down. As for gift idea number 7, that's probably going to be the most priciest item on our list, but it is very well worth it. And I'm talking about the Hidden Woodsman Model 23 rucksack. I love this pack. So I got this back in May. And in those last 8 months, you've seen me using this in several desert overnighters, as well as several stealth camping adventures in the city. And this is the pack that I've been using. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is by the brand The Hidden Woodsman. It's a small American company that makes some incredibly creative and innovative packs and pouches and haversacks and that kind of stuff, and this is no different. I mean, I love this pack so much. So you can set this up for everyday carry or, you know, a day trip, hiking trip. This is going to work just fine. And in case you wanted to stay out here for an overnighter, you can pack more stuff on here, and you can extend the straps down here so you can place like an air mattress or a wool blanket. I've done that before and stayed out here in the desert. Now, this is just a brief rundown. If you want a full in-depth review and, you know, the ins and outs and what I'm carrying and all that, I'll have the link to that video up here in the corner. Be sure to check this out. Now, this pack runs you about 200 bucks, 210 bucks. I do believe Malcolm has a sale right now. Don't quote me on that, but I do believe he has a sale on this pack, so you can save a couple bucks. I'll have the link down below so you can check them out. And very much a great pack. Really love this thing. Gift idea number 8 is gonna be the Unigear Campy P3 Air Sleeping Pad. That is a mouthful. Now, us guys tend to be very short-sighted sometimes, and we get very excited about the new knife, the new multi-tool pack, that kind of stuff, and we tend to neglect the basics, such as getting a good night's sleep. And I'm guilty of it, because that was me for years. I was roughing it out for years, cold, shivering, you know, waking up uncomfortable. And once I got this, it was a game changer. My enjoyment when it came to sleeping outdoors, you know, was raised tenfold. And this thing, once again, a year and 6 months, and I have not been gentle on it at all. Sometimes, you know, I'm out, you know, taking it easy, car camping, and then there's times where I'm like sleeping directly on rocks and thorns, you know. Once again, I never had a lot of faith in an air sleeping pad because there's thorns and spines everywhere in the desert, so I didn't think it was going to last long. But once I got this, I mean, even recently, I laid on the floor and it still held on. I mean, it still holds on very well. I've even camped out in the city doing some stealth camping adventures and used this, and once again, it's holding on strong, and it made my sleep bearable. So it's not that expensive. I think this is about 40 bucks. This is the larger version, and honestly, it makes such a difference when it comes to just enjoyment of sleep. So link down below to our Amazon store if you're so inclined to purchase one of these babies right here. And gift idea number 9 is not actually here with me, but that's going to be the Campros 3-person tent. Now, we've been using that tent going on 2 years, and it's still being used in regular rotation. It is a great tent for the price. It's about $40. It is quite spacious. I'm not sure if it would actually fit 3 full-grown adults. I'd say most likely 2, and unless you have like a baby or, you know, a pet, a dog. But it is quite spacious. It's quite lightweight, budget-friendly, easy to set up. There's only one issue, and that's the door. The D-shaped door can sometimes get snagged. The zipper can get snagged, and that does become a nuisance. So that's my one drawback of it. Now, if you want my full review, I'll have it here in the corner if you're so inclined to check that out. But once again, if you're in the market for a brand new tent that's 40 bucks and you know you get some good space in it, it's quite spacious, it's quite easy to set up, the Campros 3-person tent is a great option. I'll have the link down below to our Amazon store if you're so inclined to purchase one as well. And gift idea number 10 is going to be for the traditional bushcraft purists. I'm talking about the Work Tough Gear Forester knife, designed by Aurora Borealis Knives. Now, be sure to check out my full review. I just made a review about 2 days ago, so I'll have it here in the corner if you want to check it out. I use this to start a fire and make some bushcraft fish and chips with it. And this is a great blade. Now, once again, it's a very traditional style blade. It's not taking a ton of chances in terms of design. So you got this basic Puko style design with the drop point, Scandivex grind right there, Coke bottle shaped handles. And you can get leather sheath or, as I did, Kydex sheath. And this is going to run you about $178. So it's not a cheap knife. It's not a budget-friendly knife, but it is going to be a far better, superior design than, say, a Condor knife, and at least in the fit and finish and materials. Work Tough Gear is something like a mid-tech line, so it's not a full custom, and it's not, some made-in-China garbage either. It's the fit and finish is fantastic. Very comfortable blade right here. The handle, so it works very great. So I'll have the link down below where you can purchase one of these. I believe they have them at DLT Trading. So if you're in the market for a Puko or know someone looking for something new but still traditional, there you go. Well, everyone, that's about it for me. Sunset is just around the corner, so I'm going to start packing it on up. So these were just 10 gift ideas for that outdoorsman or outdoorswoman in your life that does a lot of hiking and fishing, camping, bushcraft, whatever little mini genre they are in the outdoors community, I think you'll find something here that's going to be intriguing for them or for yourself. Once again, if you're looking for a gift to get yourself, I think these things are some good options. Also keep in mind that all these things are tested by me. The very least, even the newer stuff is tested by 8 months. Some of the stuff I've been using going on 10 years. So most of these items already have reviews, so feel free to check out those reviews if you want more in-depth detail on the pros and cons and how I feel about them, that kind of stuff. And that's about it for me, folks. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, what is an outdoors-based item that you really want for Christmas? And we'll get a conversation going. For me, I'll start, I am saving up to get a Sig Sauer P365 9mm. That's the gun that I've been wanting for a long time, and I'm just about to get it. I actually went to go buy it yesterday and they didn't have it, so I have to wait for next week to go back. But that's about it for me, folks. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.